Hello and welcome back to the Avoid the Tyrewall podcast. Today we are joined by special guest Lorenzo Patrese. Lorenzo, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm 16 years old. I'm Lorenzo and I'm a driver and also horse rider, but yeah, mainly driver.
What's your favourite thing about Antonelli Motorsport?
So yeah, it's I really liked the year with them because they're a lot like a family. So it's not a lot working. Well, it is working, but it is really nice because there's a really nice atmosphere and basically you get a little bit of that kind of family feeling, which is really nice.
Do you feel like having a dad that was a Grand Prix race winner adds a certain pressure?
Well, I mean, at the start it kind of did, but after a bit you kind of get used to it. So I have to say no, because especially in race weekends it's more a help than a pressure. So yes, it's not a big deal. Well, there's a lot to say about Italy. In the racing, there's loads of tracks, Monza, Imola, Mugello, but there's really many. But probably I'd say the food, because I really like Italian food, and that's probably one of the best things here in Italy.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't even know if it's good or not, but it's just like an Italian thing that, pineapple is just not on pizza. 100%, yeah.
What is your workout plan like?
Well, it kind of depends, because if I have nothing to do, then it's mainly I run like 3 or 4 times per week, and then it's 2 or 3 times gym. But with the school and everything, it's a little bit harder. So yeah, usually I go running once or twice per week, and then same for gym, once or twice a week. But yeah, definitely for the school, because in summer I train.
Who's your best friend in racing?
So well, I had many in karting, but then I passed to Formula, which was kind of a new place for me. But probably this year, my teammate Levente, but it was the person who I always stayed, with the teammate. You pass really a lot of time. But apart from him, I mean, many people. Probably the second is Kimi Antonelli, because I know him from like 7 years. So it's been a long time we know. So yeah, probably them two.
What's your favorite F1 race so far?
Well, that's a good question, but probably the last. No, okay, depends if in the recent era or the past. In the past, there's really many, and in the present, even if I don't really like the way it ended, I'd say the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix of 2021, because there was a lot of action and drama. But I didn't really like the way it ended, but it was a pretty good race for the rest.
If you could race for any Formula One team, which one would you pick and why?
So probably in the last few years it would be Mercedes, but not only because I'm a fan of the team, but they had the fastest car. So probably in general, the team that has the fastest car, then I will race for them. Fastest car is the best car. So yeah.
What, in your opinion, is the best kart team?
Well, it's been 1 year and a half since I last raced in kart. But when I left, I'd say honestly, Kart Republic, for the organization inside the team, it was just great. the chassis, and all the people who work there were just great. But there's a lot of big teams in karting, and in the end, pretty similar. But when I left, I'd say Kart Republic.
What series would you like to compete in outside of Formula One and the Formula One feeder series?
Well, I'd say endurance racing, so GT3, but also GTE, and all the prototypes such as LMP1 and LMP2, because since my dad has done the 24 hours of Spa a few years ago, I really enjoyed having a look into the other series, especially endurance, and definitely endurance, but also maybe some rally is pretty interesting. So yeah.
What's your earliest memory of racing?
Well, it's not even that long ago, because I started racing basically 5 years ago when I was 11, which is pretty late. And it was probably the first days with the 50 carts with my dad in like some track in Italy, some small track, which is not so long ago, but it was very small. So yeah.
Who would be your dream teammate?
So I'd probably say or Michael Schumacher or Ayrton Senna, because they're basically my idols. So I would really like to work with them. But yeah, the best teammate is the teammate that can always make you give a little bit more in track. So yeah, but probably thinking about someone, actually, it would be one of those two.
What can be done in the future to improve motorsports?
Well, obviously, as the car will change for next year, the Formula One, it will be pretty interesting to see, because the main problem right now was the airflows of the car behind, and the aerodynamics, which was a bit messy. But yeah, it will be a really big change for the F1 cars next year. So it will be, I'd say, very interesting to see how they will get on, because it's probably one of the biggest changes in F1 from the start of the motorsport. So yeah, it will be very interesting.
What's your thoughts on Formula E?
Well, I've seen 3 Formula E races, like on TV more, but live 3. And I mean, it's a pretty nice category, especially the idea of racing an electric car is definitely a different driving style, which is a little bit weird in respect of like normal formulas, but it's always a nice racing series, I'd say, especially for the idea, but also the city tracks and everything. It's really nice. Yeah.
What does your helmet mean to you?
Well, yeah, it means a lot, because it's basically the exact same design of my father's one. So it's kind of a connection to when he was racing. So it means a lot to me. It's been my image since I started racing, and in the near future it will for sure remain the same. So it's a big part of my look in the car. So it's pretty important to me. Yeah.
What's the coolest car you've ever driven?
Yeah, till now I'd say the Formula Regional car, because I didn't really drive that many cars. So probably because of the power, but also because of the aerodynamics, it's the Formula Regional car, which was I tested it 3 days basically in total this year, which was good fun.
What is your horse's name?
Well, I have more than one, but it's pretty nice because they were nearly all born here in the stable we have next to home, and the name of each horse is the name of a Grand Prix that my dad won. So one is called Monte Carlo, one is Mexico, Suzuka, Kyalami, Estoril, and Imola. So it's it's just original, you know. It's a pretty weird name, but it's nice. The connection that it has with my father's career. So it's
By how many points did Mick Schumacher win the 2020 F2 season over by Callum Ilott? No, yeah, that's how
Is it not like 12?
Rachel, shut up.
No, I have no idea about that. Like, absolute no idea of how many points he won it. So even if it was 12, I have no idea if it is actually 12. So
I don't know either. How many is it?
14. What team was Jenson Button driving for when he won his title in 2009?
2009.
Yeah.
This quiz is. I'm not liking this quiz. What was it?
Wait, Teagan, what was the question?
I do remember the color's car, I think, but not the team name.
It was the one about Jenson Button in 2009.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Braun GP.
Okay.
Who holds the record for the most amount of time between race wins? And if you do not get this, I'll be very upset.
Oh, what? Sorry, repeat the question.
Who holds the record for the most amount of time between Grand Prix race wins? And if you don't get it, I'll be sad.
Is it
He's like really close to you.
like, yeah, once it was my dad. I don't know if someone ever beat that, but
That's the correct answer.
okay, yeah.
2,402 days between the 1983 South African and Imola 1990.
Yeah, that's a long time.
To the nearest mile, how long is the Nürburgring Nordschleife?
I know the kilometers, but not the miles.
Except kilometers.
I think it's like 24 point something, but yeah, maybe
That's
more.
Google Translate.
Okay. Is it 24?
Probably.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
What is the answer?
14.2 miles, which is essentially 50 of one. Yeah. How many titles did Fangio win?
I'm gonna guess this one, but 5.
Yes, correct. What is Ferrari's nickname?
Ferrari's nickname of the team.
Yeah.
I mean Scuderia Ferrari, but I think that's not it.
The animal is like doing an action.
Okay, yeah, but I think it's like only an English nickname because I heard it, but like in Italy we use it like Zero, which I guess is like the prancing horse or something like that. Yeah, but like in Italy we like it's like we do use it sometimes, but yeah, it's not that much.
Who is the
Yup.
oldest driver to win a Formula race, and how old was he?
The oldest driver to win a race.
Yeah, a Formula race. I don't know which Formula though.
No, I'm gonna skip that one because it's just I have no idea.
It was Louis Chiron, aged 55, who the Bugatti Chiron is named after. Which team did Nino Farina win the 1950 title with?
What year was it?
1950.
1950. That's a long time ago.
It's not the one that everyone says. It's their like sister team who are also Italian.
It's also Italian, so it was not Ferrari. Oh my gosh, I've worked it out.
Message me it, Rachel, and I'll see if you're right.
Is the team still in Formula One?
Yes.
So I guess it's Alfa Romeo, possibly,
Correct.
but it's not Ferrari. So
Well done, Rachel. You also got it correct. In which country was the title Grand Prix first used?
no, this one I don't know. Like no, I'm gonna skip this one because it's
It's
You
like
gonna go on
obvious.
message you?
It's like obvious, but everyone always gets it wrong. It's France. How many race wins has Charles Leclerc had, and where were they?
Charles has like, don't know the exact number, but it's definitely do not know where, but it's like
It's like-
Belgium,
Yep, that's
Monza,
one. Yep.
and
If you stop now, you've got it right.
no, I think there's a third one, or no?
Nope.
Okay, then there's two.
Yep. Can you name this track?
Yeah, that's Spa.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, there's the last chicane, the Eau Rouge, Blanchimont. I mean, it's pretty easy as a track. Even if I never actually raced there, it's pretty easy to recognize.
You got 7 out of 10.
Some questions were really hard.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Avoid the Tyrewall podcast. Thank you to Lorenzo for agreeing to be a guest. See you next week. Bye.
Well,
Bye.